don't quit when you don't pass the audition, when you're told no, because if you quit when you're told no, when you're told it's not your time, not you right now, if you quit then, it was never your dream to begin with. Welcome back to this Samantha Show. I'm your host, Samantha. You can call me Sam. Just don't call me Sammy. It has been a minute since I have done a solo episode. I just got done doing the mini series all about skin. We talked about waxing. We talked about skincare tips. I did want to have somebody on to talk about injectables, but it was just really hard to get that lined up and had some different people, but it just ended up not working out. So maybe down the road, we'll have a nurse who can talk about injectables and lips and all the things. Speaking of lips, I put a little lip gloss on before I jumped on here. I just like to do that before I speak and everything. And I put on like lip plumping lip gloss. I don't know if any of my girls here have ever used lip plumping lip gloss, but basically the concept is it just burns your lips, therefore making them feel a little swollen and bigger. Like, who was like, let's just burn lips to make them bigger, Although, the things we do for beauty, what can I say? Although it's just like, my lips are on fire up in here today. Anyway, I am kicking off the next mini series here on the Samantha Show, and we are talking about women who work in male-dominated fields. We're talking to women who work in male-dominated fields, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear some of these conversations that I've had, and I really, really hope that you guys enjoy them as much as I did. I highly recommend you listen and check them out. They're just really eye-opening on some of the challenges that we still face as women. Now, listen, this is not a mini-series to bash the man. Okay. I want to make that real clear. All right. In fact, I was just talking to somebody the other day on how grateful I am for my man because he does so much around the house. He helps with Gracie so much, which truly allows me to follow my dreams, follow my passions, and I could not do it without him. And I just need to give a shout out, a moment to all the men out there who are supporting women, helping pave the way for women, helping open the door for women, like really just being an advocate and support person in helping push us forward. So I think there's so much of that going on, which is amazing. And that's why I'm really excited for you guys to hear from these women. Some of them are going to share stories about how men have supported them in their careers and helped open these doors. We will hear about some of the setbacks and maybe some of the stereotypes around women, men in these different fields. But we have a cardiologist coming on. We have a firefighter coming on. We have a sports reporter coming on, and we have an attorney coming on. So really just incredible stories that I can't wait for you guys to listen to. A little update on me. I've been brainstorming and talking, this Samantha Show has always been fluid and it's always kind of forever evolving. And that's the one thing that I always wanted this podcast to be, was very go with the flow. It's going to be this one week, that the next week, kind of whatever it is. But what I wanted to bring into this year, if you remember, is a lot more structure and planning on how this goes. And that's really my plan for the rest of this year, to kind of continue with more structure with each little mini series that we do. So we're doing this women in male dominated fields, but then coming up, it's going to be Mother's Day by the time we get to kind of the next mini series. And so we're talking about mama stuff, motherhood, parenting. I'm looking forward to having one of Gracie's friends' moms on. I'm talking to my friends who are moms. I'll probably bring my mama back. So just really looking forward to talking about the role that women play as moms. How do we juggle busy careers? How do we fit the mold of being mom, being a career woman, finding friends, doing things for yourself, self-care, so all these aspects of motherhood that I'm really excited to talk about. So that's coming up. But the one thing that has been kind of like in the back of my mind that I really have this itch to continue to develop is my niche and my true expertise. And that is fitness, and not just fitness specifically, like the act of working out, but the act of developing instructors and building instructor teams. The idea of supporting small fitness studios in their scheduling, in their hiring, in their recruitment of new instructors. And the fact is, I got a lot of knowledge up here on this field, on this subject. I worked as a master trainer for a major cycling brand. You know that, for over 5 years. But not only that, I've been in the fitness industry for over 10 years. And beyond that, I have taken a hella lot of fitness classes. So I have a lot of knowledge and expertise in this, and I have this itch to let people know about it. And so I've been sitting on this idea about rolling out a new podcast show called the Samantha Show Fit Pro Playbook. And it would be 2 episodes a month, and we would talk about these specific topics. So recruiting instructors. How do we do that? What are methods that we can do that? We would talk about building your schedule. What does a good schedule look like? How can you determine that? How long should you test your schedule before making changes? How do we know if it's the class time, the class type, or the instructor? So diving deep into those topics. Talking about things like having tough conversations with someone on our team. Are they toxic? Are they not performing correctly? How do we implement a performance plan, and what does that performance plan look like? What does that follow-up look like? In the same sense, how do we give feedback? What does that timeline look like? When should you give feedback? Right after class? A week later? So talking about these different things. So the Samantha Show Fit Pro Playbook, I got a wealth of knowledge I'm sitting on, and it's just an idea. It's something that I love. I'm very passionate about that I would like to share. What I realize, though, is that I can't do it all. I can't do it all. And I always got 10,000 ideas going on in my head. So potentially what I'm looking at doing is rolling out this new show and releasing episodes every other week. So if you follow me on the Samantha Show, and then you choose to follow me on the Samantha Show Fit Pro Playbook, you'll still get 4 episodes a month every single Wednesday. But what I'm going to do is alternate and release a Samantha Show episode one Wednesday, and then the next Wednesday Fit Pro Playbook, and then back and forth like that. So that is kind of where I'm at with that now. Obviously, I'll keep you guys updated on social media as those plans develop and build out. But that's just kind of what's going on here with this. Women in male-dominated fields. Wow, I've had a lot of jobs. I know, shocking, right? The girl who has 1,000 ideas has also had 1,000 jobs. But I've been fortunate to work for men and work for women. And every boss, just because I think every individual is different, means leaders, bosses, managers operate and work in different ways. I was trying to think about myself, any careers that I've had or jobs that I've had where I have worked in male-dominated fields. And I can't think of anything specifically where I was like, wow, I'm really outnumbered by men. But I was just kind of reflecting about my workplace and the dynamic that I have had with men and women and what that looks like at work. And I, really truly upon reflection, I haven't noticed a ton of difference in that. It just kind of depends on the person, right? So just knowing what they're looking for. One thing, though, that I thought was really apparent that I've noticed working for women, so I'm talking of, me being an employee or, being under like a woman manager or boss or something like that, is that women are more emotional. And in some senses, that's good. They're more sympathetic, more understanding when it comes to family needs and balance and managing some stress. But I've also found that it sometimes means women are more reactionary with emotion in the moment. And when you get two together like that, there's a lot of friction and a lot of emotion behind things. And I have felt that and a lot of tension. I've noticed that when I work with men, that sometimes I do feel maybe undermined. I definitely have felt and perhaps been spoken to in a way where my appearance is an asset. I have not, that I can recall, ever had women bring that up to me, but in work, I have had a lot of men talk about what I look like, that because maybe I'm an attractive woman, that will serve me well in my job. I have been told that by men. One time I actually a man got fired because I was an intern and he had said something inappropriate to me, highly inappropriate, that I'm not going to repeat on this podcast, but full-blown sexual harassment. And it was when I was an intern for a radio station. But what I loved is that I told my boss, who was also a man, that this other man at the office had said this to me, and by the next day he was gone. So I think it's great. I don't think, we as women have to navigate our careers and our growth without the support of men. When we're stepping into fields that are in positions that are predominantly held by men, we're seeing a shift, right? And I feel that shift and that energy, and I think it's great. So really what I want to do on these next couple episodes and these next couple weeks is just let other people share their stories. I think that you guys will be really intrigued to hear what it's like for a female firefighter, right? We've heard a lot about the female firefighter concept in the news, I really enjoyed my interview with Michelle Thompson, who is an attorney and really being challenged in the courtroom as a female. Again, I hope you guys tune in. I hope you listen to this. I hope you take a lot away from it. And those are just some of the things that are coming up. Some of the things that are coming up with the Samantha show. I just really wanted to take this episode to kind of let you guys know what's coming, let you guys know where my head's at with the show, and also just kind of say thank you. So many of you send me messages and say, hey, every Wednesday, the Samantha show is part of like my daily commute. Like it's on my calendar. I listen every week, and I just can't express how thankful I am that you guys continue to tune in, especially when these episodes, or not these episodes, but like the show has been over here and then it's over here. And then I'm like crying about Cycle Bar this day. And then we're talking about skincare this day. It's just all over the place. And the fact that you guys just continue to tune in week after week, it means so much. And then continue to share and bring it up when I see you. And so thank you guys for your continued support. That's some of the stuff that's coming up. Always follow me on social media. I'll keep you up to date with what to look forward to. Short little episode here today. I hope you have a great day because you deserve it.